Alright, this video is all about percents and finding the percent of a number. The materials you're going to need is your spiral notebook and calculator. Make sure that it's a working calculator. All it needs is the basic buttons, multiplying, dividing, things of that nature. Vocabulary words, percent. Remember, if you break that percent down into two parts, percent, it's out of 100 cents. There's 100 cents in a dollar. So percent means out of 100. Okay? Also, if you think about the percent symbol, it's really a 100 all mixed up together. The little slash is like the 1 from the 100, and the two zeros for percents are the two zeros in the 100. Kind of funny how that worked out. All right, here are two different formulas that we're going to be using throughout this video and in class. Percent of whole is part. Percent of the whole is part, and I've also broken that down. We've got percent of W for whole is P for part. And of course in math, the of stands for multiplication and the is stands for equal sign. So your equation that you can use to find the percent is percent times the whole is equal to the part. You can also do a proportion method. Percent over 100 is equal to is over of. Is over of. The is represents the part and the of represents the whole. Go ahead and make sure you have both of those equations down, and come on back, we're going to go over and use them to solve some problems. Alright, take a look at this first one. Pause the video if you need to in order to jot the information down. And then come on back and listen carefully. We've got 12 is 40% of what number? I've gone ahead and used both equation methods, both the percent of the whole is equal to the part, and the percent over 100 is equal to is over of. When you're filling in percent of the whole is equal to the part, we've got the percent, the whole is, what's the total amount? In this case, we don't know. The part is the smaller piece out of the whole. In this case, it's 12. You've got to read really carefully. And what I usually look for is the words is and of. Is, the number next to the is, that's the part. The number next to the of, that's the whole. I can kind of help you sort through where those numbers should go. And of course, 40% is 0.40 times the whole is equal to 12. And I rewrote that in a common format here. The opposite of timesing by 0.40 is dividing by 0.40. So go ahead and type that into your calculator and see what you get. 12 divided by 0.40. All right. And now here's using the other formula as well. Please try both of them just to get used to them and see which one you like. We've got percent over 100 is equal to is over of. The is number is 12. That's the number next to the word is. Of, we don't know what the of number is. That's the missing value, so we put an X there. And remember, just like solving proportions, you cross multiply and divide by the number that's left. Go ahead and type that into your calculator. 100 times 12 divided by 40. And see what you get. You should get the same answer both times. And that should be 30. Alright, here's number 2. 54 is what percent of 90? Alright, we've got 54 is, that's our part. So it's going to be put here. What percent? We don't know that, so that's our missing value. And then of 90. That's your total. 90 is your total, so that's where we're going to put it where the whole is. So we're doing x times 90. So I put it in a common format there for you. Opposite of timesing by 90 is dividing by 90. Go ahead and divide that in your calculator and see what you get. And then I've used the other formula here as well. The percent we don't know, so I put a variable there. Is, the number next to the word is 54. And of, 90 is the number next to the word of, so that's your total amount. Cross multiply, divide by the number that's left. Go ahead and type both those in and see what you get. Did you get 0.6 here? Remember, 0.6 is not your percent. You have to change that. The percent would then be 60%. When you're using this formula, you have to remember to do that translation. This one, however, your answer is 60. It is the percent number directly. You don't have to do any conversions. Keep that in mind when you're choosing which formula you want to use and thinking about what you're looking for. Alright, go ahead and jot this one down, pause the video if you need to, then come on back and I'll explain that one. We have 5% of 120. Of is the total, it's the total amount. We don't know the part. This one, We don't have to do any algebra to solve. We're just going to do 0.05 times 120. Here again, 5%. We just put the 5 on top. No need to add the decimal or the 0. Just put the 5. Of 120, so we put the 120 on the bottom. Is what number? We don't know the is, so we have the variable there. Go ahead and type that into your calculator. 5 times 120 and divide by 100. Both should give you the same answer. And you should have gotten 6. All right, jot these 3 examples down, and then come on back and I'll go over them with you. All right, let's see how you did and how you worked them out. I have shown both methods here. You get the same answer either way. Notice this one. When you're finding the percent, you have to change that decimal to a percent. 0.8 should translate to 80%. Here, you automatically get the 80 or the percent number, and then you have your part down here. Go ahead and decide for yourself which one seems to make the most sense to you, which one works the best in your mind and how you can work through things. And then use that one when we get to class and do some practice problems. Certainly you can use both of them as I do, but maybe one is more natural to you. See what makes more sense. Put a star next to that, and when you come to class, be ready to tell me which one that you prefer. The percent of a whole is equal to the part, or percent of over 100 is equal to is over of. I'll see you soon.